Today's music. Yesterday's hits. Magic. 103.7. 91.5.
Coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7. Prime Minister Friday calls for greater development financing and climate resilience support at opening of CDB's 56th annual meeting. Trinidad and Tobago wins the UN Security Council seat with overwhelming support. South African faces unrest as residents demand jobs and migrants feel unsafe. And in sports, SVG Cycling Union celebrates World Bicycle Day 2026. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7.
Beauty, warmth, attractions, and activities. It's what you want in a destination, right? But these are just the starting points when it comes to the Caribbean. Ultimately, unique cultures, festivals, parties, sumptuous food, and of course, those cold, exotic drinks prove to be the selling points for leisure-seeking travelers. This is Caribbean Passport TV, where you can always count on us for the latest on where to go, what to do, and who to follow on the regional scene. This month, we head to Antigua and Barbuda for Culinary Month.
Big up my people, this is Kareem Roberts and we're here in Antigua at the Fab Fest at Antigua's Culinary Month, and I want to welcome you to watching Caribbean Passport TV, where we celebrate everything culinary, cultural and lifestyle. Yo, pull up, return, boop, boop, boop.
Caribbean cuisine. It's unique, definitely represents who we are, our rich cultural heritage and creativity, and we can say it proudly, it is world class. The Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month highlighted all that makes Caribbean cuisine stand out on the global stage. The whole of Antigua and Barbuda buzz with culinary activities as a group of world-renowned chefs with Caribbean roots delighted us all with their creativity.
What we have is a full month's program with 4 key pillars, starting with Restaurant Week at the beginning of the month, then going into our Caribbean Food Forum, which is a B2B program. Then we go into Fab Fest, and then we have our chef events, and then we have the entire month trickled with our Eat Like a Local programming. Our Caribbean Food Forum really is a B2B platform for hospitality workers, professionals in the culinary industry, in the restaurant industry, who are looking for inspiration. It's also about creating a platform where the region and its movers and shakers and the people who are really involved in our culinary industry can come together in one place and have very important discussions around food sustainability, around our culinary industry and how we can learn from each other and grow our industries together. I think we're more powerful as a unified voice, and the Caribbean Food Forum gives us that platform to come together and to make our voices be heard.
First of all, I want to start by commending the government of Antigua, specifically the Antigua Tourism Authority, for this timely intervention, this food forum. As we move into reimagining Caribbean tourism, it's especially important that we focus on our culinary art and all of the other parts of the tourism ecosystem that goes into food production, that goes into the culinary experiences that we have in the Caribbean. And so having interventions like that is not just conversations. It's actually setting foundations, it's building roots. And out of these ideas will come very practical and meaningful opportunities for our Caribbean citizens. At the Caribbean Tourism Organization, we're very happy to support this initiative. As part of our Reimagine plan, we formed a supply side committee that is chaired by Jamaica's Minister Ed Bartlett. And one of the key areas of focus of that committee is moving from leakage to linkage. And the whole aspect of our food, eating what we grow first and foremost, exposing our visitors to our food, keeping things local is a big part of that.
A great intro indeed. This always sets the perfect tone as chefs, influencers, and additional guests on hand were the Loose Cannon Beach Club, and boy, did they enjoy the evening.
I've been really blessed. I was the first Caribbean person and first Black person to win Top Chef in the United States. So I was really happy to be able to celebrate Caribbean food and kind of the highest platform that we have in the States. I really kind of celebrate that migration of Caribbeans to the States, West Africans to the Caribbean. I want people that are younger, people that are Caribbean, who can look at their food with a lot of pride and then also can look up and say, there's a Caribbean man at the helm of the #1 restaurant in the United States. There's a Caribbean person who just won Top Chef. There's a Caribbean person who's winning Top Chef in other big platforms. The goal has always been a ladder. I hope I continue to do that and do that along with my rest of my peers.
I do a lot of stuff around Oxtail. I'm Trinidadian by birth, so I try to do everything Trini style. Before living in the US, I only had oxtail and soup in Trinidad, right? So then when I went in Brooklyn, there's a lot of Jamaican restaurants. So when I had it there, it was similar to stew chicken in Trinidad. That's where the love for it started. And then throughout the years, I just tried experimenting with different things. We do oxtail ice cream, we do oxtail soup, we do oxtail noodles. I use the tallow and we do oxtail soup.
Culinary Month presented an opportunity to get closer to the heart of this country's cuisine culture.
It's important for us to support our local fishermen and our local farmers because that's how we keep our lifeline going in our country and around us locally.
The Rukuni restaurant at Sugar Ridge glowed with life, where chefs Andy Oliver, Kareem Roberts, and Kurth Gums joined forces to give attending food lovers an experience in otherworldly gastronomy.
I live in London. I run a modern fusion Caribbean restaurant, which is called Fenchurch, located in the Sky Garden building in the central of London. I was born and raised in the Caribbean in a small island, and it's Anguilla. It's our privilege to connect with other chefs from the Caribbean region, such as Kareem Roberts, such as Andy Oliver, who was one of the judges that scored me on Great British Menu on the BBC Two, where I won the dessert course. And now, fast forward from 2020 to 2026, we are actually cooking together, collaborating right here in this restaurant. First thing that blew me away was the local produce, which is second to none. Absolutely fresh, vibrant, beautiful, and juicy. If the produce is good, it makes my job so much more easier. And one thing that Antigua has is great produce. And another thing I think what's great and what I want to do is help to inspire more people that look like me and you from the Caribbean. We start from the younger generation and really not just show them things that I take inspiration from nostalgia when I grew up. One of my dishes for ending this course is my interpretation of a dukana. And what I do is cook sweet potato and coconut. It got flavors of conky dumpling, which is something from Anguilla. Again, I layer it with a little elevation with a salted milk ice cream and a sweet potato foam with a caramelized white chocolate and coconut crumb. I take pride in seeing what my grandmom and my mom and other people do, and I look forward to just taking little cherry picks from here, cherry picks from there, and applying what I learned to do best in the UK in adding a little bit of modern flair to it.
My name's Andy Oliver. I'm a chef of Antiguan heritage. Great British Menu is one of the flagship food shows on the BBC, and I started as a judge and now I host the whole show, actually, and I love it. That's how I met Kurth, actually. I'd met Kareem before, but he also came on the show. It's a competition and it's the top chefs in the country. It's been 21 years now, so to have joined the team at Great British Menu was a source of great pride for me as a judge, and then to step into the hosting position was really amazing, and I love it. Caribbean food stories deserve to be told, and I think that there's a moment right now across all of the diaspora where we're taking charge of our own narrative to really find Antigua standing proud and standing tall and really taking charge of that narrative. It makes me passionate and just makes me want to do more and more and more. You know, it's what drives my career and it's what drives my work. My canapé was a saltfish and crab bourgeois, like a little tartlet, with a chardon beni emulsion and cured egg yolk. So it's really a take almost on a bit of an Antiguan breakfast in the form of a little tartlet. There's a little avocado in there too. So instead of having like avocado and plantain and saltfish, our starter is a fish course. So we've done an escovitch fish. We've got snapper, which we've rolled in a little seasoned flour. We've got an escovitch pickled shallot, and then a coconut curry, beautiful buttery golden sauce. We move on to the main course, and the main course is a shared course. It's all of us together on one plate, which is a lovely thing. And my aspect on that is a ground provision cone. So it's grated pumpkin, cassava, yam, sweet potato, plantain, and we bake that and layer it up with caramelized onions. And then we took a whole goat from Hall Valley Farm and we broke the whole thing down, slow braising rum and spices and delicious molasses and all sorts of things.
Hey everyone, this is Chef Claude Lewis. Thank you for watching Caribbean Passport TV. We have so much more for you to check out. Stay tuned for more.
Over 300 years of tradition. A journey from swaying cane fields to ancient stills. The rums produced by Demerara Distillers Limited have a history that began in blazing fire, a cleansing, cane stripped bare, the Caribbean's liquid gold revealed within. It is in this age-old process defined by our ancestors that this legendary spirit is born again. El Dorado, crafted richer, aged deeper.
On Caribbean Passport TV, we continue our visit to Antigua and Barbuda for Culinary Month, which featured so many events and activities for families and visitors. There were many amazing culinary creations from Caribbean chefs who are now well known on the international stage.
So the first meal that house will be
The essence of Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month was summed up at Saturday's Fab Fest, the food, art and beverage festival.
Fab Fest really is, I like to call it an ultimate fusion of not only food, art, and beverage, but we've got our local vendors being represented. We've got great lineup of entertainment. We've brought in these amazing international chefs to cook alongside our local chefs. So we're connecting all the dots, really. So Fab Fest is actually growing leaps and bounds in a very short period of time. Our local people are definitely vitalized and excited about Culinary Month, but now we want the rest of the world to know what Antigua and Barbuda has to offer as a culinary destination.
So I'm excited to be here for the Fab Fest for Culinary Month with Antigua and Barbuda. I love the fact that they're taking a conscious effort and really showcasing what Antigua and Barbuda can give when it comes to food.
Sunday was equally exciting at the hut at Little Jumbie Island. It was Angel Barreto's turn to unveil his take on what a Puerto Rican-inspired beach barbecue would look and taste like.
So my name is Angel Barreto. I cook Korean food normally, but today we cook a little Puerto Rican food. My restaurant is 7 years old this year. In that 7 years, I was named Food and Wine Best New Chef in the United States. I got 2 Jane's Beard nominations for Best Chef on the East Coast. I was a United States Ambassador for Korean food. So I got to cook for the President of Korea, the head of Samsung. We've cooked for Morgan Freeman, tons of celebrities, all cooking Korean food because it's been a passion of mine. Because both my parents were in the military, and so I grew up eating Korean food. Historically, the restaurant was where we're located was called Mandu. And Mandu was the first Korean restaurant, full-service Korean restaurant in Washington, D.C. So unfortunately, we had a fire over 8 years ago, and the restaurant almost burned down completely. So we were dormant for a little bit, and when we reopened, we called it Anju. And so we're still cooking Korean food, but now we're doing a little bit of everything. We're doing Korean food from 16th century all the way up into modern Korean food. This year I'm excited because normally I come and I cook Korean food. I'm still cooking Korean food this year, but today in particular we cook Puerto Rican food. So it's something like I grew up eating, and it's like we did a little bit of twist. So we did like ensalada de pulpo, we did mango y queso salad, we did whole grilled snapper, we did empanaditas with tons of different sauces. So it's like all stuff I grew up eating on the island when I would visit family. So it's nice to come to the Caribbean and do something that I grew up eating and share it. Because sometimes people are not really familiar with Puerto Rican food, so it's kind of nice to share it. There's a fantastic team at the hut, which I'm very grateful for. And my sous chef James was here with me also. So we get it done. I think that's something we do as chefs. No matter where we're at, whether I'm cooking here, I'm cooking in Tanzania, I'm cooking in Bahrain, we get it done. That's our job.
The Puerto Rican food we had here was really good. It was really nice to actually be able to walk over and see them grilling it fresh and watch them flipping it. You get the smell of the grill, you get that aroma, and it translated into the food. It was so fresh. Oddly enough, my favorite thing was not grilled. It was the mango salad, which was done with tortilla and like some pickled red onions. I'd never seen mangoes done like that before, and they were so good.
We're sitting here at the hut right now. There's a band from Cuba. I just met some of the players. They're amazing musicians, and they're playing a mashup of American music and Antiguan music and Cuban music, along with food from all the different destinations. And then the beautiful beach we're on, we're in Little Jumbie in Jumbie Bay. We had to take a boat over here from Antigua. It was so much fun. So we're really enjoying our time. The weather, the people, and the food is the best in Antigua.
So for all of the chefs that have gone on to make it extremely big all around the world, to see them come back and really salute their Caribbean heritage, that has just been amazing. What I've enjoyed most is almost their own interpretation of the food and the various dishes. From Ducana to what else did we have?
We had everything. Pigeon peas.
Yeah,
and
pigeon peas. So many different things, but definitely infused with their flavor. So, again, amazing.
I think at this point for me, I am very, very happy to be a part of Antigua's Culinary Month. And last year I did Barbados Food and Rum. I'm trying my best to be as involved and give back to the Caribbean, so it's like I want to hit all the islands, to be honest. There's not a lot of people that focus directly on the region, and that's what I want to do. That's what I do. And I kind of want to just give back to my region. My participation here in Antigua's Culinary Month has been amazing. I'm doing cassava dumplings with corn and salted cod. Yeah. So I'm going real hometown. I truly have enjoyed my time here. It's been wonderful to see the island.
I got on Chopped, and which was a great experience. I applied for Chopped because of the doubts that sometimes people have. And, I said, you know what? I can do this. I can cook. I don't care what people think of me. And I just happened to get on. You know, it was a blessing. They called me a few days later. And then, you know, they asked me, they said they don't know which show to put me on. And so they put me on an episode called Gefilte Dish. Which of course you could probably tell what they gave me, and it was a really great experience. I was a little starstruck, but when I went there, I said to myself, "Am I going to represent Italian cuisine, Jersey City? What am I going to do?" And I immediately thought of my parents. I wanted my parents to be proud of the 40, 50 years of work that they put in, which is not just my parents. It's not just Caribbean. It's every culture's parents that come out there to bust their butts so that their kids and their future can be different. And so I got on the show and I decided to represent with Caribbean cuisine with the basket ingredients. And I had Marcus Samuelson, Scott Conant, and Amanda Freitag were my judges. And that's a tough group because they're the tops of what they do. But it was a great, a great experience. I met chefs that I'm still friends with today, and it just put me and my family and Antigua just a little bit more further on the map. At least started the conversation. If you think about Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan went and did all this great stuff, but he still went back to his hometown and built a basketball court for the children so that they can get to where he's at. And something like that is how I feel. I feel blessed to be able to come here for the 5th year. And maybe the previous years, I was in a certain place where I wanted to prove something, prove that I was Antiguan enough, prove that I was good enough. But now I'm in a place where I want to be a part of what they do here to help. I want to be a cog that allows this to run smoothly, because the chefs that are here, we're talking about that we need to raise the Caribbean, not just each island. And so it's great that Antigua, the tourism board, has brought so many different chefs that, listen, I'm a fan of half of these chefs, but they brought them all together so that we can make a statement, so that moving forward, we move forward together. You know, we want to represent Antigua, but I would like Antigua to be the epicenter of where we start to work with everybody. Dish that I did last year is, it was a play on bun and cheese. So, like I said, I love making pasta. I love Italian food. I figured that's what I think it is. It's to keep the tradition, to keep the heritage, to keep the respect to the cuisine, but to put myself into it. And I love to make pasta. I love to bake. There's so many things I enjoy to do. It makes not only the dish heritage rich and local, because I'm using ingredients from the island, but it also is palatable for people in the States. I do chicken and waffles, but not jerk chicken. I do my own spiced chicken, where we marinate and all this kind of stuff, trying to make something original so that people don't just stereotype.
If you haven't as yet been to Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month, you must join the bandwagon. As these folks will tell you, once you check out this fiesta, you're likely to become a permanent fan.
Hi, my name is Kurt Gums. I was born and raised in Anguilla, but I run a restaurant with modern Caribbean fusion cuisine called French Church in Sky Garden Building. I'm coming to you guys live and direct. This is a special edition. Look around. This is Fab Fest. We're right here in Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month. Proud to be invited, privileged to be around friends and colleagues. It's chefs, it's family, it's friends, it's influencers. We are doing what we do best, and I want you guys to come down and try this and test it out. Not just this year, it might be soon gone, but we're not just signing out yet. Join us next year, guys. We got 2027. We are watching Caribbean Passport TV. Can't wait for you guys to see some more of this. Thank you. Kurt Gums.
We're so excited of how successful this Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month this year in 2026 went for us here. It was just amazing. It started off with the 2 weeks of Restaurant Week, where our restaurants participated with prefix menus, and all of our visitors and our local residents took part. And everybody, they got their passports and they were excited and they were off to the races. So everybody was at the restaurants participating, just being very, 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 very very active in terms of the restaurant week. Then we left restaurant week and we've gone into our chefs. So we have diaspora chefs, they're Antiguan chefs, have Antiguan heritage. We have local chefs as well. We have international chefs, and everyone descended on Antigua to show us what they can do. And the highlight of this month was actually taking traditional foods and elevating them. As you would see in the cuts and the highlights, you would see how the local chefs and the international chefs blended their foods and brought back a lot of nostalgia into the different nights of the culinary month. So we're very, very pleased with how everything went. It was just very exciting, and we only expect to see growth for years to come.
Coming up next month on Caribbean Passport TV, more on Antigua's Culinary Month as we visit the chocolate factory at Bay Gardens. Hear more from the top local and international chefs and influencers. They experience firsthand the sumptuous cuisine. We visited local markets and enjoyed the warm hospitality of Antigua and Barbuda while swimming with the stingrays. So, get your passport ready, friends, and let's travel.
Over 300 years of tradition. A journey from swaying cane fields to ancient stills. The rums produced by Demerara Distillers Limited have a history that began in blazing fire, a cleansing, cane stripped bare, the Caribbean's liquid gold revealed within. It is in this age-old process defined by our ancestors that this legendary spirit is born again. El Dorado, crafted richer, aged deeper.
At La Mer, you will journey to an oasis of indulgence where one can reawaken to total tranquility. We craft each experience to help you unwind and restore the spirit. Give the gift of a La Mer experience with our spa packages. This gift is valid for 12 months and promises a true luxurious spa experience to help one relax and unwind. From our spa package bundles or a la carte treatments in the sanctuary of the senses, our services from hot stone massages to manicures, pedicures, and customized biologique recherche facials create luxurious restoration for the mind and body. Purchase that gift card for family, friends, and colleagues for a one-of-a-kind spa experience. Visit us today or purchase online. We're open 7 days a week, including holidays. Our front desk team will be happy to assist with your vital luxuries.
Wow, what an exciting experience in Antigua and Barbuda. As you know, the Caribbean is the place to be. It's the cradle for influences, local, regional, and international. We're now into the summer, and the stakes have been amped up for vacationers here at home and from every corner of the globe, which means that things are only heating up with more festivals, hotels, and restaurants to be explored. Before we leave, we'd like to wish the best of luck to our neighbors, Haiti and Curacao, both proudly representing the Caribbean at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is being staged this month in the USA, Mexico, and Canada. Until next time, thank you so much for viewing Caribbean Passport TV. Take care, everyone.
climate is changing, and you?
Every year during our rainy season, the increase in heavy rainfalls destabilize the slope of the riverbank, causing flooding and overflowing of the riverbed in our area.
With the Migrated Community Project, we have been adapting to the effects of climate change by planting fruit trees along the Migrated watershed. We encourage the participation of students and community members as it provides an opportunity to learn and to create a positive impact on the livelihoods of the affected people. The trees that were planted at the beginning of the project are growing well. They will help prevent erosion, mud flows, and landslides. Planting the right trees along the riverbank has many benefits.
You too, take action.
SVG-TV Obituaries acknowledges the passing of our beloved ones and sympathizes with family and friends of the deceased.
Celebrating the life of the late Egbert Harry of Glenside, Mesopotamia, who passed his life on Thursday, 21st May at 63 years of age. Egbert Harry of Glenside, Mesopotamia, is survived by 3 brothers, 5 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Egbert Harry of Glenside, Mesopotamia, takes place on Sunday, 7 June at the Mesopotamia Seventh-day Adventist Church. Time of viewing, 12 p.m. Time of service, 1 p.m. Place of interment, Dumbarton Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever-Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Anita Idona Sam of Daphne Village, who passed this life on Thursday, 7th May at 95 years of age. Anita Idona Sam of Daphne Village is survived by children Martha, Sybil, Joy, and Geno's Tony, Winnie, Anita, Doreen, and Vita, and adopted son Kenrick Samuel. 37 grandchildren, 54 great-grandchildren, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Anita Idona Sam of Daphne Village takes place on Saturday, 6th June at the Gome Methodist Church. Time of viewing, 11 a.m. Time of service, 12 p.m. Place of interment, Churchyard Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever-Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Adina Elizabeth Green of Mount Grennan, who passed this life on Friday, 1st May at 74 years of age. Adina Elizabeth Green of Mount Grennan is survived by children Sharon, Yvonne, Ulrich, Aud, and Shaki. 8 grandchildren, 9 brothers, 8 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Adina Elizabeth Green of Mount Grennan takes place on Saturday, 6 June at the Grace Baptist Church. Time of viewing, 1 p.m. Time of service, 2 p.m. Place of interment, Sanssouci Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever-Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Abeline Eliza Britton, née Compton of Paget Farm, Beckway, who passed this life on Tuesday, 12th May at 92 years of age. Abeline Eliza Britton, née Compton of Paget Farm, Beckway, is survived by children Ela Pitcher, Glenda, Harriet, Roslyn, Junior, Ollie, Clayton, and Jerofa Compton, Rona Lockhart, and Natasha Britton. 29 grandchildren, 43 great-grandchildren, 3 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Abeline Eliza Britton, née Compton of Paget Farm, Beckway, takes place on Sunday, 7th June at the Paget Farm Seventh-day Adventist Church. Time of viewing, 10:30 a.m. Time of service, 12 p.m. Place of interment, Paget Farm Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever-Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Richard Allen Gibson of Gun Hill, who passed this life on Tuesday, 26 May at 83 years of age. Richard Allen Gibson of Gun Hill is survived by wife Gloria Gibson, Crafton Glasgow. Children Rosand and Damian. 2 grandchildren, 4 brothers, 4 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Richard Allen Gibson of Gun Hill takes place on Thursday, 4 June at the St. George's Cathedral. Time of service 11 a.m. Place of interment, cremation. The funeral service is entrusted to the New Haven Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Yvonne Menelva Frederick, also known as Tantinelli of Oka Reform Beckway, who passed his life on Monday 25th May at 85 years of age. Yvonne Menelva Frederick, also known as Tantinelli of Oka Reform Beckway, is survived by children Michael and Bernadette Frederick and adopted Kajetan Joseph, 3 brothers, 3 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Yvonne Menelva Frederick, also known as Tantinelli of Oka Reform Beckway, takes place on Saturday, 6 June at the St. Mary's Anglican Church, Port Elizabeth, Beckway. Time of viewing 10:30 a.m. Time of service 11 a.m. Place of interment Port Elizabeth Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Aladdin Francois of Sandy Bay Village, who passed his life on Thursday, 30th April at 57 years of age. Aladdin Francois of Sandy Bay Village is survived by spouse Shawlan Slater Francois, parents Irma Ballantyne and Martin Ballantyne, children Danella, Kamal, Tiwan, and Wyatt, 5 grandchildren, 5 brothers, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Aladdin Francois of Sandy Bay Village takes place on Saturday, 6th June at the Sandy Bay Gospel Chapel. Time of viewing 12 p.m. Time of service 1 p.m. Place of interment London Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the New Haven Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late David Uriah Franklin of Bel-Air, who passed his life on Thursday, 7th May at 76 years of age. David Uriah Franklin of Bel-Air is survived by spouse Pamela Franklin, children Roland, Rosie, Keon, Rodney, and Rolanda, 10 grandchildren, 3 brothers, 7 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late David Uriah Franklin of Bel-Air takes place on Thursday, 4 June at the Gome Methodist Church. Time of viewing 10 a.m. Time of service 11 a.m. Place of interment Belay Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the New Haven Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Dowell E. Wilson of Greg's Village, who passed his life on Saturday, 2nd May at 56 years of age. Dowell E. Wilson of Greg's Village is survived by 2 brothers, 4 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Dowell E. Wilson of Greg's Village takes place on Sunday, 7th June at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Greg's. Time of viewing 11 a.m. Time of service 1 p.m. Place of interment Bascom Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the New Haven Funeral Home.
SVG-TV Obituaries acknowledges the passing of our beloved ones and sympathizes with family and friends of the deceased. May they rest in peace.
We promised quality and affordability, and we've delivered that and much more. Memorial Funeral Home continues to improve and modernize its services. We have added the option of cremation. Our new crematorium provides a safe way to memorialize your loved ones. So whether you choose to bury or cremate, our friendly and courteous staff will take care of all your funeral needs. We know and understand the stress that comes from bringing your loved ones home. And that's why we assist in the transportation of bodies to and from St. Vincent to any part of the world. Visit our spacious showroom at the Russell's Building in Kingstown or call the office at 453-2697 or the Mesopotamia office at 458-8888. The Memorial Funeral Home, leading the way in modern and affordable services.
Our crematorium services are open to all funeral homes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The climate is changing, and you?
With the increase in rainfall, flooding is a major problem for many low-lying communities, especially during the hurricane season. This has been a perennial problem for the village of Ancillary. OECS has been working with the community of Ancillary to adapt to climate change by maintaining and cleaning the mangrove area. Now, when the flood water comes, it is not diverted into the community, but flows straight into the sea. We are working to improve access to the area for locals and visitors to enjoy the flora and fauna and gain a better understanding of the importance of the mangrove to the community. Let's contribute to restore the mangrove and protect the coastline.
You too, take action.